Questa conferenza sarà in inglese. Chi avesse bisogno, non intendesse bene la lingua inglese, può prendersi la macchinetta qui sul tavolo, ci sarà la traduzione simultanea in italiano. Però saranno le cose semplici, i titoli delle foto e così via, quindi si capisce abbastanza bene.
Io ho un breve testo in inglese della mia introduzione e poi il fascicolo su.
You don't see me.
No, can I ask you to move the computer to the side?
But I would prefer to have a higher seat because it's not. That's the problem.
It's a little bit impossible. No, I don't think that we have.
Distribuisci. Qui ci abbiamo ancora una, per chi non parla italiano, l'introduzione.
È a disposizione per chi non comprendesse italiano o volesse facilitarsi l'ascolto un foglio con la traduzione inglese della mia breve introduzione e inoltre un fascicolo su padre Ignazio Peña con una breve biografia e la sua bibliografia delle pubblicazioni scientifiche principali, o spero la più completa possibile. Ecco, confratelli, compreso Sua Eccellenza, che conosce questi temi, il nostro arcivescovo, e di nuovo amici, signore e signore, benvenuti. Con questo secondo momento celebrativo e culturale facciamo un grande salto. Storicamente il salto è di 800 anni, da Fra Elia da Cortona nel XIII secolo, di cui ci hanno parlato il professor Sedda, il professor Ligato, a Fra Ignazio Peña, nostro contemporaneo. Geograficamente il salto da Acco ad Aleppo è di oltre 400 chilometri in linea d'aria, 411 chilometri o 255 miglia, secondo il calcolatore delle distanze che si legge in Google. Il professor Ligato ci ha portato a San Giovanni d'Acri al tempo di Elia. Con la dottoressa Emmanuelle Main andiamo nella Siria del Nord, condotti dalle immagini del compianto padre Ignazio Peña, che non pochi tra noi hanno conosciuto personalmente. La dottoressa, tramite padre Climas, mi ha suggerito di dedicare un momento al ricordo di padre Ignazio Peña, morto 7 anni fa, e dei suoi 2 collaboratori, anch'essi scomparsi da poco, i padri Pasquale Castellana, scomparso nel 2012, e padre Romualdo Fernandez nel 2015. Ecco, per quanti fossero interessati è a disposizione un ricordo più esteso preparato per questa occasione, perché immagino, soprattutto pensando ai nostri giovani, la maggioranza di loro non sa chi era padre Ignazio Peña. Ignazio era nato il 17 dicembre 1933 a Eleccia de Valdivia, in Spagna. Ricevette in patria la sua prima formazione diventando francescano nella provincia religiosa Nuestra Signora de Regla, con la professione emessa il 2 agosto 1952. Nel mese di ottobre 1954 arrivò a Gerusalemme, qui studiò teologia e il 29 giugno 1958 fu ordinato presbitero. 2 anni dopo venne inviato in Siria, dove rimase per 20 anni consecutivi. In Siria, grazie all'incontro con i confratelli Pasquale Castellana e Romualdo Fernandez, che ho appena ricordato, la sua vita conobbe una svolta determinante. Fra i tre si stabilì una perfetta intesa e una intensa collaborazione per lo studio delle antichità cristiane della Siria, in particolare della Siria del Nord. Vivamente incoraggiati da padre Bellarmino Bagatti, noto archeologo e per molti anni direttore dello Studium Biblicum Franciscanum di Gerusalemme, i tre si dedicarono a esplorare, documentare e studiare il monachesimo siriano e le antichità della Siria cristiana. Così dal 1975 Peña, Castellana, Fernandez iniziarono a pubblicare insieme una serie di monografie in lingua francese, la lingua meglio conosciuta in Siria, stampate dalla Franciscan Printing Press della Custodia di Terrasanta e inserite nella collana scientifica Collezione Minor dello Studium Biblicum. Ai libri realizzati insieme, padre Ignazio cominciò ad aggiungere pubblicazioni e articoli di storia e archeologia firmati solo da lui, molti dei quali inseriti nella rivista Liberannus e in miscellanee del medesimo Studium Biblicum. Nel mese di gennaio 1981 tornò a Gerusalemme, senza però mai dimenticare la Siria né interrompere la collaborazione con Castellana e Fernandez. Da aprile 1981 assunse la direzione della rivista Tierra Santa, che tenne fino a ottobre 2004. Una malattia improvvisa e gravemente invalidante lo costrinse a cessare ogni attività alla fine del 2004 ed essere ricoverato nell'infermeria custodiale. Qui la malattia lo trasformò per 6 anni in una immagine del Cristo sofferente, agnello muto e immobile. Il 28 luglio 2010 sorella morte lo introdusse nella Gerusalemme del cielo. Padre Emilio Barsena, qui tra noi, amico intimo e compagno di tutta la vita, così si definisce lui, nel profilo da lui pubblicato in Terra Santa, gennaio-febbraio 2015, definisce Ignazio, cito, un frate buono e un lavoratore instancabile. Così l'ho conosciuto anch'io. Padre Ignazio traspariva mitezza e bontà d'animo, dal volto sempre disteso e sereno. La sua laboriosità si coglieva dal tratto sobrio che lo distingueva, dal passo rapido con cui si muoveva, dalle numerose pubblicazioni e dai contributi che per oltre 20 anni andava pubblicando anche sulla rivista che dirigeva. La documentazione che la dottoressa Emmanuelle ci presenterà costituisce una conferma della sua feconda laboriosità. Tralascio per ragioni di tempo di parlare dell'importanza delle pubblicazioni e delle ricerche fatte da Peña in collaborazione con Castellana e Fernandez, una importanza divenuta somma alla luce della tragedia che da anni sconvolge la Siria. Cito solo la dedica che si legge in una recente pubblicazione in francese di Briquel Chatonnet, Les Églises en Monde Syriaque, del 2013. Ecco la dedica. Alla memoria dei padri Ignazio Peña e Pasquale Castellana e in testimonianza di amicizia fedele e rispettosa verso padre Romualdo Fernandez, era ancora in vita, che hanno tanto lavorato tutti e tre per la conoscenza del patrimonio paleocristiano di Siria, attualmente così minacciato. Fine della dedica. A parlarci della raccolta fotografica di padre Ignazio, come dicevo, è la dottoressa Emmanuelle Main, francese di nazionalità, ma con un'ampia esperienza professionale in Israele. Il suo curriculum vitae et studiorum documenta la sua formazione in filologia e storia ellenistica e romana e discipline affini conseguita in Israele e in Francia. Agli studi di specializzazione la dottoressa ha affiancato numerose pubblicazioni e una vasta attività di conferenziere su temi come storia e archeologia, Chiesa delle origini, Gerusalemme. Per alcuni anni ha collaborato con l'Archivio della Custodia di Terrasanta, dedicandosi alle foto archeologiche della Siria ivi conservate. Di tale prezioso materiale Emmanuelle ha portato avanti l'identificazione, la digitalizzazione di foto e negativi e il catalogo ragionato. Prima di darle la parola ricordo che riguardo alla comunicazione che lei ci farà sulla collezione, nella segreteria della Custodia di Terrasanta ho trovato una commovente e significativa testimonianza registrata dal loro segretario della Custodia di Terrasanta, padre Sergio Galti. Egli scrive: venendo a Gerusalemme nel 2012, 3 anni prima della sua scomparsa, padre Romualdo Fernandez era molto preoccupato e dichiarava: il conflitto in Siria mette in pericolo l'intero patrimonio siriano. Fra Ignazio e io abbiamo scattato migliaia di foto, bisogna digitalizzare e inserire le didascalie. Fine della citazione. No, ancora c'è un tratto. Sperava, continua la nota della segreteria, sperava pertanto di farlo nell'infermeria della Custodia, dove a partire dal prossimo settembre voleva dedicare le sue ultime forze a questo lavoro. Qui finisce davvero la citazione. Ora, amici, la magnifica triade francescana, Peña, Castellana, Fernandez, si è ricomposta nella Gerusalemme celeste e di lì non potranno rallegrarsi di quanto i loro confratelli della Custodia e la dottoressa Main ha fatto per conservare la memoria della loro passione e il frutto prezioso scaturito dal loro infaticabile amore per la Siria e le sue memorie storiche e archeologiche. Grazie. Prego.
Grazie. Thank you very much, Father Bottini. So, a passion for Syria, its archaeology and its people. Just a little forward. That will be a technical lecture rather than an academic one. It's not a matter of research, but the matter was to archive a collection in such a way that it would make available an interesting material regarding ancient and Christian Syria. How interesting could it be? The aim of this lecture is to give you a test of it. Okay, the outline of the lecture, you see, it's okay? Okay. It will be divided in 3 parts. I will show you the 3 friends in action. I will speak about the collection and its challenges, and I hope I will be able to show you how worthy is this collection. So the 3 friends in action. Where? They were mainly in three regions: the limestone massif, the Kalamun, and the Horan. Okay, that's Syria, you see, and the limestone massif is this part, this northern part, around Aleppo. Aleppo, you heard of it, and it's a mountainous region. Jbel Barisha, Jbel Zawiye, Jbel Sim'an. You will hear of all these places, okay? And then in the central part of Syria, northeast of Damascus, there is the Kalamun. That is part of the anti-Lebanon mountain range, okay? And those are the places, you will correct me if I'm not right, those are the places of the most important Christian cities still living in Syria. Sednaya, Ma'alula, and Karyatin, the convent was blasted by ISIS, as you know. And then south of Damascus, there is the Horan, the Leja, the region of Dera with Bosra as well. Okay? So 3 regions. At the beginning, for a long time, I thought that it was only a matter of the limestone massif, and then I discovered that they were in other, the 2 other regions, and then they were also at Tadmor, Palmyre, and they were in some other places, but mainly they were in those 3 regions. For the record, that is the status of control in Syria in 2015. You see the Kurds in yellow, ISIS in black, Assad in red, and the rebels in green. The limestone massif was in the hands of the rebels. Also part of the Kalamun. They attacked Mahalula and Sinaya and killed people, destroyed churches and the like. And then also in the south, part is in the hands of the rebels. It was in 2015, and in May 2017, though the Kurds took hold of more territories, and also the Assad army took hold of more territories, the limestone massif is most entirely still in the hands of the rebel, despite the Battle of Aleppo. You know, the Battle of Aleppo, as a result, some groups were allowed to leave Aleppo, and they went inside the limestone massif. Kalamun, it's not, they are still there also, and the Quran, it's unchanged so far as I know. Okay? So you understand that actually all these regions are in great danger, and also they have already suffered a lot from the war. Okay, what did they do? That is when I will show you the 3 friends in action, plowing the land. Okay, that's a beautiful plow here, and Father Peña at Babiska. And then they were looking for the hidden eagle, you see? They were so eager to get to the last detail, to uncover the sculpture. It is very amazing. And then preparing the item before taking any picture, you see? They surlined the motifs with charcoal, I guess, in order that it should be more visible. And then opening the doors, Father Peña. You see, that is a kind of traditional house in Syria, conic houses. But they were visiting more people at Karatin, you see? And then they were not archaeologists themselves, okay? But when they found out, oh, here there must be something, they didn't hesitate, and then you see Father Peña and Father Castellana, and presumably Father Fernandez is behind the camera, and they are unearthing the basis of a column, presumably a stilite column, I'm not sure. And they got a result, you see. And then this is very interesting because there was no Google Earth, there was no Waze, there was no GPS in those times, in the last century, you know. So what did they do? They drew a map. This is the northern part of the limestone massif with the Jbel Sim'an, Kalat Siman, okay, and the Jbel Barisha, you will hear. At the end of the lecture, you'll know every name. And they were eager to register every place, every hamlet, every village, every city, everything that they have already visited in order to come back to check the situation, or in order to, okay, this one we have done, now we are going on. Okay, you understand? And then they allowed themselves to do some advertising, okay? Want to visit the Arab restaurant? Taking photographs. Oh, Father Castellana, no. That's better. That is a photo which could be published. The door of a church at Jbel Sheikh Barakat. Walking in the middle of the rubble. Father Peña in the church of Saint-Serge at Darkita. Okay, Darkita, you will see something else. And then, Pasquale, see, Father Castellana in the middle of the photo. No, that's not quite like that. You'll see again the photo. But it was, you can sense how they were three guys. Well, one went this way, the other way, and the photographer was trying to get a good shot, and then, okay, that's good. Goubel, Jbel Siman, you'll remember. But they had also to see the situation from above. Father Castellana at Caframbil. And then they were eager, you heard about their publications, and they were eager to present the results of their research. Here it's a snip of a report on Syrian TV about the presentation of the book San Maron, published by Father Castellana and Father Fernandez in March 2012. And this is Father Fernandez speaking at the Instituto Cervantes at Damascus. Okay. Then, what is this? Okay. Well, it is a Syriac inscription, right? Is there someone deciphering Syriac in the... Yes? Okay. We'll speak after. Okay, so this inscription, that's very... I don't read Syriac. And it's a beautiful wall in a good shape. That's okay, but... Okay. And what is Father Fernandez doing? You see Father Fernandez? Okay. Against the wall. Father Fernandez always standing close to a wall. What does he do? And here, well, you know, because he has a meter, so he is measuring, but it's quite, what is he measuring? He should measure the entrance, or the whole stone, but in the middle. Zooming on the photo, you see? Okay, that's the inscription. And that's very, very important, because when you have only this photo, okay, you have a Syriac inscription, yes. What do you know about that? No, nothing. But here, not only I am sure that it belongs to Banabel, but even I know that it is on the Andron of Banabel. Andron, it's a place where people, citizens, were convening in assemblies, okay? And that's a good transition to the presentation of the collection, because you will understand the problem and the challenges posed by the collection. So I will speak at the situation at the start, the challenges, scanning the film, and at the end. Okay, at the start, there were some 4,000 photos estimated to be scanned. There was a list according to which the photos were sorted out, and there were films which were not to be dealt with. Okay, fine. You see, the photos were already put in those special plastic sheets, special for the conservation of photos, and the plastic sheets in special boxes for the conservation of the photos. And then there was a list, an elenco, okay? And the list is with, okay, the names of the sites, some tags whenever possible, the number of the photos per file, And then all these unwritten notes were done by me because already at a very early stage I understood that there was a problem. And for instance, you see Baoudé North, Baoudé South, Baoudé Jbel Barisha, Baoudé Jbel Zawiye. How many sites do you have? I thought that obviously there was, I didn't know anything about the three fathers, but I understood that they should have published. It was not possible otherwise. And then I was provided their books in French. That's all the more good for me. And then in the inventory of the Jbel Barisha, so I could see that, okay, there is a Baoudé North in Jbel Barisha. And then I could understand, although they didn't publish anything about Jbel Zawiye, but they intended to do, I guess, but they had no time for that. And I understood that Baoudé South is in the Jbel Zawiye simply because Jbel Barisha is north of Jbel Zawiye. So, okay. So Baoudé of Jbel Zawiye is in the south. So you see, 5 files, 1 name, and then in fact, 2 sites. And that's only one little example among numerous examples. Okay. And now I also use Google Earth, and you will see and how much it was useful. You see, that is Jbel Barisha, okay, and Jbel Jilala, Jbel Ilala, sorry. And then, you see, it is as it was, okay, it's not so good on the screen, I'm sorry. But no matter, you see, it's a view in 2010. Okay, not so many, you see some places with names, not so many. And then, yes, you see the yellow dots, okay? All the yellow dots are the ancient sites. I succeeded in locating them. And it was very useful because once you know that Kafr Yakhmoul, for instance, you don't see my pointer? Ah, okay. Ah, I'm sorry. Okay. So Kafr Yarmoul, you see, is in the plain on the right of the photo. And then, if you have a photo with a landscape, a mountainous landscape, you know that the photo is not does not belong to Kafr Yarmoul. That's only one example. Okay. So it was very useful, and then you can zoom on the site itself, and then you will discover other things that will help you to ascertain that the photos you have for this site belong or not belong to the site. You will understand. So you already got that this collection posed some challenges. Well, that's the quote of Father Fernandez, as Father Bottini reported about that. So So that's something I didn't know. That okay, the photographs had to be scanned, fine, but the photos had to be captioned. Okay, and who could caption those photos? Father Fernandez or his friends, but when you don't know almost nothing about Syria, it's very difficult to try to do this. So I will show you some problem I had. For instance, that is the case of Gubenli or Gubel. The file was called Gubel, 30 photos. I show you those photos because You see the kind of landscape. It's stony ground, and then behind, in the background of the photo on the right, you see there is a line of higher mountains. Okay? So it's a kind of plateau, hilltop, I don't know, but it's not in the plain, for instance. Okay? Gubenli was the name written on the back of one or two photos. And then Gubel was the name written on the back of other photos, not all. Okay. Gubel, what is it in Arabic? It may be Jabul. Jabul, there is a Jabul southeast of Aleppo, but you see the plain on the shore of a lake, Sabra, and you see that is Google Earth, and you see there is a photo attached to the site of Jabul. And although it's not very good, but you can see that it's not the landscape we have. Okay, it's not this. Then, on the back of another photo, there is the question, Talelaios Hermitage, question mark. Talelaios is an hermit, and according to the ancient written sources, he was living at Gabala. Gabala, Gubel, okay. The question is, where is Gabala? No one knows. One of the suggestions was that Gabala was southeast of Laodicea. That means today southeast of Latakia, and then it is Jable. Splendid, but Jable is on the shore near the sea, is by the sea. And then you have mountains, very high mountains, but very close to the site. So it can't be that. And then I happened to scrutinize Jbel Siman. You see the dot and the yellow rectangle, it's Kala'at Siman. So north of it, it's Jbel Siman. And then you see, I discovered one Jalbul on northeast. You see, Jalbul. Okay, Jalbul, that may be Gubel as well. But it is on the plain. It is a plain there. So it's not the... Well, nevertheless, I zoomed on this region between Jalbul and Der Mishmish, and then you see a question mark. That is a hamlet with no name on Google Earth. Der Mishmish, that is, I identified I located the site and introduced the name of Der Mishmish. But Jalbul is the name given by Google Earth, but the hamlet is with no name. But you see that it's no more the plain; it's higher. It's a kind of plateau, foothill, well, something. And then I zoomed on the site, and you see the little photo? That is the church I have at Gubel. And then you see in the north the church, with one of the church of which I had photos. And then the photographer calls the place Koballi. Koballi, Gubenli. You understand? Gubel, Jabul, Jalbul, Jable. No matter, that's the place. That's the place. I have photos of the northern church, and I have photo of the southern church, which is a one-nave church, and that is the church of about which the question was posed. Perhaps it's the Talelaios Hermitage. Good. I have it. I know where it is, the northern church, the south church. There is a problem. A third church. That's also a one-nave church, very similar to the southern church at Gubel, but different. So is there a third church at Goubel? No. No. No, it's not possible. All the buildings, all the other buildings are modern buildings. No, there is nothing else. I'm sorry, it can't be there. Oof, I found it. It is at Der Mischmisch. At Der Mischmisch, there is also, in the north, you see, a one-nave church. And I had photos of this church in Der Mischmisch. And okay, that's good, Goubel, that's finished. I know, it wasn't finished. Why? Because you see the title, Illustrated Tags for Identification. Why? Because I have a very good visual memory, but I have no memory at all for names. So if I would have seen something like that at some stage, I would have said, well, I have already seen these windows, but where? So I had to create a special file, written, I'm sorry, half in French, half in English, well, it was for me, illustrated tags for identification, a window, a double window with colonnette, and then I found out, yes, at some stage, when I was scanning the films of Miscellany, oh, that's something, another nightmare, the file Miscellany, Miscellana in Italian. And Miscellany, those are all the photos not identified, put in Miscellany. Okay. So this photo from the file Miscellany, that belongs to the Northern Church at Goubel. Okay? But till this point, I spoke about the photos, the extant photos. And some problems could be solved by the way I showed you, but not all. And at some stage, it seemed unavoidable but we had to scan the films. And you will see how helpful it was. For instance, another photograph from the file Miscellana. Okay, a not identified photo, beautiful Greek letters, something I thought perhaps it is a column. What it is, no idea. And then scanning the films at Sirius, I discovered this slide. And that is, okay, those are the Greek letters I had. And that's the upper part of a stone seat at the theater of Sirius. So one more photo identified. And now, well, here I had no problem at all. No problem. 2 lintels, 2 places. I have one lintel at Mujleia, the other at Chinchara. Splendid. And then, you see, that's a similar craftsmanship. But, so maybe it's the same guy who has carved those lintels, but those are different. You see on the lintel on the right, you see flowers. Flower on each side. And on the other lintel, it's not a flower. You have on the right a coral branch inside a circle and another round motif on the other side. Okay, so no problem. That's good. I have one at Mujleia, one at Chichara. But scanning the films at Mujleia, I discovered the slide of the lintel on the right here. Okay? And in such a place that it was between 2 other things attested at Mujleia, so this lintel was not Chinchara, but Mujleia. Okay. An error no one could guess, okay? But it was corrected. And then I happened to check the matter with photos on the internet. You see Daniel Demeter, he has a site with photos although he doesn't caption his photos, but at least that's for sure something which is at Mujleya. And then I discovered on the right, it's not so much visible, but you have to trust me. On the right, it is the lintel with the flowers, and on the left, it is the lintel with the round motifs. And then Mujleya 15, what is this? Because the building you have here taken by Demeter in photograph, I have it at Mujleya. I have a photo of this. But you see, it's a larger photo, a larger part of the building, okay? So this building belongs to Mujleya, and then those two lintels on the right belongs to Mujleya and to this building. And then on the right you see the abbreviation YMUJ. That means that it is a scan of a negative or a positive. Okay? In the film of Mujleya, I found positive or negatives of this lintel. So now I have a fuller view of one building with a larger view than what was published by Demeter, and with its 3 lintels. You understand how it begins to make sense? It's much more interesting than just have 1 lintel, 2 lintels, 3 lintels. Okay. Another example is Kaukanaya in Jbel Barisha. Okay, there are more than 6 photos at Kaukanaya, but just take those. You have a lintel of an upper window or an upper door on the left. In the center, you have, you should see at least the head and a conic hat, and it's a standing man with the left arm like that, and in his right arm is bearing something, a cup, a chalice, we don't know. It's a graffito, okay? Perhaps a monk, but it's not sure, but a graffito, okay? And then on the right, you have an upper door upon a lower door with its lintel, and then below that you have another lintel, and then in the center here you have 3 columns of an upper gallery upon the pilasters of which you see the capitals, okay, and then 1 carved motif with a radiating motif, okay. So, what do you do with that? Okay, you register Kaukanaya, 1 carved motif, 1 lintel, 1, and then scanning the films at Kaukanaya, I found out this slide, what you see in the background, this slide of a building with a portico, with an upper gallery, and then you see the upper lintel. It belongs, you see the arrow belongs to the upper door of the upper gallery, okay? And then you see below the little photo here of the 3 columns are the 3 columns of the gallery, you see? And then you have the round motif, the carved motif. It is on the left of the lintel of a door, here. Okay, and then, much more interesting, you see on the photo of the graffito, you see that the stone is damaged. You see that. And then you can see that the graffito, it is on the wall of the upper gallery. So once again, you have not the full picture, but a fuller, much fuller picture of what you have at Caucanaya. And then the three friends thought that it was a convent, because graffiti there were mostly on the walls of churches, of monasteries, of the Tower of the Recluses or something like that. So they thought that it was a convent. But, well, it may be a monastery. In any case, it's not my problem. That's the problem of the researchers. My problem was to attest that those photos belong to Caucanaya. And then, here on the right, you have another lintel. This lintel, yes, belongs to Caucanaya, but it does not appear on this building. And you understand, without scanning the films, we wouldn't haven't know anything about all these little pieces. So scanning the films make me feel like the guy who is walking in the dark of Marta class Fr.G, but going to the light. Well, it's just a pretext to show you this beautiful picture. Okay. So at the end, what do we have? We have more than 10, you remember, it was estimated like some 4,000 photos. But now we have more than 10,000 photographic documents, some 330 sites recorded. Some of them, unfortunately, I didn't list them while working, so I don't give you the list here. But some of them, first documented by Peña in France, Kefertaka, Borjued, and other places, and also other buildings, other things that they have identified. And Kefertaka was interesting enough in order to be the topic of a whole doctoral dissertation submitted by Bertrand Ribot in 2012. You understand? That's not, they have discovered this site. So it's worthy, and it's more worthy than that, all the more. Well, the collection, I will show you 2 points. I will, how much time do I have still? I have the time. Okay, if you didn't give me, that's okay. Okay, so how worthy is the collection? Well, I focus only on 2 points, documenting damages and documenting Christian Syria. Okay, you all have seen this photo of the blasting of the Temple of Baal at Palmyra. Well, I won't show you anything of Palmyra, because at Palmyra there is one photo in the collection, I mean. That's, okay, in the one of the oddities of this collection. But it just to remind you there are photos of this house at their symbol. But it is, you see, the sign here, APSA 2011. APSA is the Association for the Preservation of Syrian Archaeology. Okay? And they are documenting all what they can document, and precisely the damages caused by the war. And now, sorry, no, that's not good, because you won't hear me. Okay, you see the yellow line and the red line. The yellow line, it's the side of the house, and then that was in 2010. And in 2017, all this side was blown up by the rebels. Okay, and then in 2017, in the right, you see the front with the red line. In March 2017, it was destroyed, utterly destroyed. Okay, so it's just to exemplify, in order to exemplify the damage caused by the war. There is another example. This is the Museum of Marta and Noman, a beautiful carved panel, which belongs to the enclosure of a tomb, as a matter of fact. And the museum and the city was bombed in 2014, and that is the state of the same panel now. Okay? So it is just to remind you something you know already, that the war, the current war, is causing many damages, and we don't speak about the killings and okay. But what I found interesting is that with the collection you may document damages which were done before. And I will give you some example, presumably because of damaging weather, earthquakes, or other things. For instance, at Bakerha, you have a Roman temple. You see, I'm showing with the arrow, but you don't see the arrow. No. Okay, so on the upper side of the slide, you see the Roman temple with 2 or 1.5 columns standing. And then you see below, you see in yellow, surlined in yellow, the basis of the column, and on the right, the shafts of the columns. Okay, I have no date for those photos, but there was one before and one after, that's clear. And then, and after, but it is before the war. And then you have Berrio in the Jebel el-Ala, and you see Chalenko, George Chalenko, an archaeologist, a French archaeologist. He took many photos, and in the 50s, on the left, sorry, you have the eastern chevet, okay, of the church. And then you see the photo taken by Peña in 1970, in the 70s, okay? Almost no more wall. If you zoom on the stones just before the church, it seems that those are the stones who fell down from the wall. And then the same church, but seen from northwest. You see all what is missing? Okay. What was the cause of this thing? I have no idea. The researcher have to do the work. But you see, it's impressive. And then that is another example. Brad, it's a house, I don't know what it is. It is at Brad, that for sure I know. And you see, that is the photo at the end of the 90s. You see the front, the wall. That is the wall here on the photo on the right. That is the wall on the side. Okay. And then you have the little wall. And you see in blue, that's un fenêtre, we say in French, a little window, very little window. And then surlined in red, that's not good. That doesn't seem good. And later, you see that is a bridge already. And you see how it is? Half the wall disappeared. You see in blue the place where previously there was a little window. You see the difference? Okay. Another thing caused by men, for sure, it's at Main in Jebel Kalamoun. It's on the top of a mountain, 2 pagan chapels which were reused at the Christian era, and you see on the left in 77, and on the right in 2008, photo taken by Aliko, who is an archaeologist, and you see surlined in yellow a concrete cistern, exactly in front of the chapel on the right there. You see? Okay. One more example. It's at Bara in Jebel Zawiya. Jebel Zawiya, it's also limestone massif. And you see on the left, that's a Y photo. That means the scan of a negative. I have not the date of the shot, but you see one column and a capital surlined in yellow, and then I found Perchance on the net, a photo of Al-Bara, that's the name of the guy, Al-Bara's photo, taken in 2008, and you see, one column is down, and you see the shafts of the column on the right, and the capital is missing. So those are little damage, I don't know, but that was done previously. And you see how useful is the collection also for documenting that. But we'll go to something nicer and pleasant, if you allow me. And for... okay. Remember, well, some of you know that better than me, but remember that Christian Syria, it's not only antiquities, it's living communities, and living communities which in the 90s, for instance, were still building. I'm amazed by the fact that Christian people are always, well, don't speak about the Franciscans, they're always building also. Sorry, but not only the Franciscan, the Christian are always building. And that is a photo of the Church of St. Mary at Ribla in the Orontes Valley. And it is in the making. It is, they are building that. Another place, their symbol, it's the place where you have seen the house blown up in 2017. And I hope that this house is still in place. That's Anagnouzi. He looks surprised, doesn't it? Yes? Okay. Perhaps for standing so high. Okay. You see, that's another photo of their symbol, but do you see it? Up there, and then you can see? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's not so good. And then I ask, unless it is because of a galley, you have at their symbol a graffito, presumably of a pilgrim who came to Syria by sea, and he wanted to let the world know that he came to Syria by sea, but their symbol is far away from the sea. So it's quite surprising that you have a graffito representing a galley at their symbol. And then what is interesting, you see the galley here, that is this lintel. Okay, it's just in the field of the lintel. And then it was described by Georges Tat and Nakash, who is a Syrian archaeologist. And they said that the graffito, there is a continuation of the graffito with a little galley on the right, between the lintel of the door and the lintel of the little window next to the door. Okay, and I never found documentation on this little galley, but it was in the films of their symbol. Very good. So I'm continuing to speak of Christian Syria. This is a country with stylites. For example, on the left at Tocad, well, it's not actually a stylite, a Christian stylite, but they like to took photos like that in order to exemplify the thing. And at Tocad, you see, is inside the basis of the column, and at Kafr Derian, in the Jbel Barisha, you see, that is, I don't know who is he, this it seems to be a friend of them who liked actually to exemplify stylites, recloses, and the like. And you see, so you see the basis of the column, and you see the huge column next to it, and in the background you see the Mount Corypheus, today Jbel Sheikh Barakat. Okay, I'm finishing. And then that is something they have discovered. It's a stone, an ancient stone, reused in a modern building. It's very, very nice. You see the column, it's a column, and then above a stylized stylite. Okay? Very stylized, but with some kind of a smile. I won't say a laugh, because you don't have to laugh, but something, and it's very nice. And they have discovered that, and that is one of the things that they have discovered. And then recluses and other hermits, that was one of their good topics. And okay, the same guy exemplifying at the entrance of a cave above Melis, and people whose creed is still proclaimed. This one I took, well, the lintel, the carving are beautiful. The inscription is not so beautifully written, but it's interesting for two reasons. First, because of the date. It is dated of the end of the 4th century. And then because of the formula, one God, the Savior of those who fear Him. It's interesting. This like it because of Boiti is cut. It's not by me, but by the shot. Boiti, Christ help, Gloria to the Father, to the Holy Spirit, and to the Holy Spirit, to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen written in Greek. Amen. Okay? It's at Kfar in Jbel Barisha. And Ictus Alleluia, Ictus, you know, it's Jesus Christ, Theouios, God, Son of God, Soter, Savior. Alleluia, I don't translate, okay? And it's just on the lintel of a villa in Chinchara, just like that. That's good to have. You should have this at the lintel of your, I don't know. That's nice to be welcomed by Alleluia. And then that's very interesting. That's Fr.G in Jbel Zawiya. You see the arch protecting the entrance of a rock-cut tomb. Okay? And then if you take a shot of what is delineated by the red line, and you just rotate the photo, and you can read Pater Entois Uranos. So, our Father in heaven. Okay, this Phos Zoe, Phos light, Zoe life, the cross. That is a very common motif in the Quran. It is at Ezra, but that is the most simple that I've seen, and I think the most beautiful. And that is something I like. That's on a colonnade at Turin, a colonnade presumably belonging to the chancel of the church, and a beautiful colonnade, and this bird is so kind. And then Darkita, you remember Darkita, Father Peña was walking in the rubble inside the church of Darkita. This is the the eastern wall from outside, and you see, yes, you see the graffito. Some kind, we don't know exactly. The three friends thought that it could be, and perhaps they are right, a kind of tree of life. A tree of life. Yes, I'm just okay. That's nice, isn't it? And the last word, all photos captioned. Not precisely, but now you have documentation, information, and what is checked, all the sites, -3, I think, were located and the like. There are missing documents, and presumably they are still in Damascus, okay. But the real question is, did you get a taste of it? I mean, of their love and their enthusiasm for Syria, its past and its people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Grazie per questa deliziosa comunicazione su questo patrimonio che almeno abbiamo salvato come documentazione. Voglio solo aggiungere una cosa, dopo do la parola, che chi legge le prefazioni o scorre anche i testi, e spesso di articoli che sono come le primizie poi finite nei libri, trova spesso una sfilza di nomi, un elenco di nomi, a volte monaci, a volte cristiani sul posto o a volte semplici amici che accompagnavano i tre nelle loro escursioni. Chi vorrà studiare, mettere in rapporto ciò che è pubblicato, ciò che è rimasto invece semplicemente nella documentazione fotografica, dovrà necessariamente scorrere le monografie pubblicate, forse c'è del materiale anche non pubblicato, questo io non so, spero che ad Aleppo non sia andato distrutto tutto quello che avevano accumulato, i nostri confratelli avevano costruito, dietro anche, io ricordo bene questo perché quando pubblicavano il primo libro nel 75 io passai a Gerusalemme 5 mesi e ricordo l'entusiasmo con cui padre Bagatti ci faceva vedere le immagini degli stiliti. Allora i tre avevano costituito una piccola biblioteca per poter non solo documentare ma confrontarsi con questi grandi autori. Io ho citato nel profilo biografico Lassus, Cialenco, che lei ha ricordato, Butler ed altri. Quindi non erano navigatori solitari, anche se facevano diciamo, lavoro di pionieri. Ecco, io voglio spendere ancora una parola, mi si permetta, visto che ho i capelli bianchi e me ne sono rimasti pochi. Io ho conosciuto questi frati e ritengo una grazia, i quali si erano formati, almeno padre Castellana, che aveva trasmesso la passione a padre Peña e a padre Fernandez, il quale si era formato, pensate, nel periodo dell'internamento dei frati di lingua italiana, che a causa del secondo conflitto mondiale erano stati tutti chiusi ben bene, custoditi dai militari inglesi nel convento di Emmaus. Ecco, padre Castellana, come altri frati che poi hanno pubblicato, avevano contratto questo virus sano dell'amore all'archeologia e all'antichità. Ecco, non spetta a me, ma spetta ai miei superiori qui, che qualcuno dei giovani raccolga la fiaccola di questi frati, che senza trascurare il loro ministero, perché se vedete il curriculum vitae di padre Peña, è stato viceparroco, è stato direttore di scuola, è stato economo, è stato cronologo e insomma ha svolto tutto quello che l'obbedienza gli chiedeva, coltivando questa grande passione di cui un esempio magnifico ci ha dato la dottoressa Main, che ringraziamo ancora una volta. Però se qualcuno vuol dire qualcosa, ben volentieri. Quanto tempo abbiamo, padre Narciso? 10 minuti? Bene, allora 10 minuti fino alle 6:20, se qualcuno vuole intervenire o chiedere qualcosa a chi è insomma introdotto alla materia.
Possiamo parlare in italiano? Non parlo italiano, però capisco. Sì? Father Barcena.
Sì, si sente bene. Sentitemi, scuso, ma io sono stato compagno del padre Peña durante tutta la nostra vita, praticamente. Lui è nato molto vicino dal mio villaggio, il mio villaggio è molto vicino al suo, 10 chilometri, nel nord di Castiglia la Vecchia, in Spagna. Dunque, voglio dirvi una cosa, quando il padre Peña già stava un po' male, a me hanno nominato superiore a Bezzaye con lui, no? Per assisterlo, accompagnarlo. Il padre Bermejo è venuto da noi e lo abbiamo portato all'ospedale di Haifa. Sor Manuela, che conoscete bene tutti, ha detto no, questo non torna più a Bezzaye, portatelo in infermeria. E lì, insomma, è morto, no? Durante parecchi anni lo abbiamo accompagnato, eccetera, ma era l'Alzheimer, no, che non poteva più. Dunque, io quello che volevo dire adesso è questo, che a Bezzaye ha portato anche lui parecchi documenti, eccetera, e anche una collezione di monete, molto interessante. Io, vedendo che Bezzaye non era molto sicuro, ho portato al padre custode, non al nostro Giovanni. E dunque l'ha portato a un archivio, eccetera, non so cosa sia, ormai non appartiene a me quello lì, no? Ma potrebbe essere interessante anche studiare un po' quelle monete che ha portato lui, padre Peña, qua. E poi una cosa per il futuro, per quelli che succederanno a noi. Io adesso sto nell'ufficio della rivista, ma non sono più direttore, no? Ho sostituito a Peña il padre nel 2004, quando lui non faceva più niente, ormai non poteva più, fino al 2012 che ho finito e insomma hanno preso altri la direzione della rivista. Ma lì nella rivista, fra altre cose del padre Peña, abbiamo, sapete che durante 20 anni è stato direttore della rivista, no? E dunque ha fatto un bel lavoro sui villaggi cristiani, non so, è troppo vicino o... Dunque, questo che è molto interessante, ha lavorato lui durante parecchi anni parlando di cristiani, di villaggi cristiani qua in Israele. È molto interessante perché sono parecchi villaggi che ha studiato, ha parlato sempre col parroco responsabile lì, la gente, eccetera, ha fatto delle fotografie, eccetera, e tutto quello lo abbiamo noi da qui nell'ufficio della rivista. Ho parlato col responsabile dell'archivio, ha detto no, quello tenetelo là e magari più tardi lo vedremo perché è interessante anche quello, no? Come abbiamo conservato queste cose di Siria, può essere molto interessante per il futuro studiare un poco questi villaggi cristiani in Israele, che sono parecchi, no? E piano piano, siccome sono dei piccoli villaggi, speriranno anche quelli, no? Dunque, tanto per dirvi che si conservano questi documenti lì da noi nell'ufficio della rivista. Sì, si è pubblicato, però abbiamo le fotografie, i negativi, tutto, che è sempre un documento vivo. No? Bene, ho finito.
Ecco, grazie.
Allora, a me due cose hanno colpito delle foto. Io comunque ho partecipato a diverse escursioni sia con padre Castellana, 25 anni fa, con Piccirillo eccetera, e sia anche con padre Romualdo. Hanno colpito due cose: la città di Sergiopoli, la Gerusalemme celeste, e le case a cono, che noi in italiano le chiamiamo trulli. E questa è una costruzione del Mediterraneo che si trova qui in Medio Oriente, in Italia, anche in Turchia, in Puglia. E volevo chiedere se sapete qualcosa su Sergiopolis, se è stata danneggiata, qualcuno lo sa? Ecco, questa è la domanda un po' così.
Ci sono, there are photos of Sergiopolis, not so many. I could check, I could tell you how many, but not so many, and I guess that there are more elsewhere, presumably in... I don't know if the archives of Father Castellana, they are in Italy.
Aleppo? I don't know.
In Aleppo? Still in Aleppo? Oh. You know that there is an internet site dedicated to his memory? You know that? Yes.
Probabilmente si tratta della commemorazione che l'anno scorso hanno fatto ad Agrigento nella Valle dei Templi, dove siamo.
No, that is something.
Something else.
Something else. I wanted to record that also, but it's no. There is a site.
Yeah, it's
site,
about the doors.
Memo, yeah. Syria with.
I know it.
Yes, you know it.
Yeah. Qualche anno fa l'Università 3 di Roma, mi pare, potrei sbagliarmi, ma in ogni caso l'Università 3 dedicò una serie di conferenze, di studi sulle porte che i nostri tre avevano documentato, e in quell'occasione hanno fatto un centinaio di copie, un collected essays di tutti gli articoli di padre Castellana, che ha pubblicato una piccola editrice di Teramo, nella mia regione, ma il libro è pressoché introvabile. Con un po' di sforzo, la scorsa primavera siamo riusciti ad averne una copia per noi dello Studium, una copia qui per la Biblioteca Centrale e una per la Biblioteca del Centro Francescano del Moschi. E dunque c'è un interesse, io credo di aver visto questo sito, anche se adesso non posso essere preciso, ed era lo studio sulle porte, i lintelli e poi tutto ciò che costituiva la porta di edifici pubblici o di edifici privati. Dunque c'è un grande interesse, anche il congresso, la giornata di studio dedicata l'anno scorso dagli archeologi siciliani di Agrigento, la Valle dei Templi, e indica appunto che la loro memoria è più viva che mai.
Va bene.
Ecco, sì, possiamo concludere di questa giornata così intensa. Grazie a tutti.
2 parole per domani,
e
per il programma
domani,
solo. Sì, domani alle 8 la messa, presiede Padre Julio, il vicario generale, alle 8. Alle 9:30 ci vediamo qui per altre conferenze sugli affreschi della chiesa di Assisi, di San Francesco. Lorenzo ci spiegherà tutto quanto, poi conferenza di Padre Eugenio sui cimeli del cenacolo, uno di quelli è esposto qui, proprio un pezzo dell'intonaco, e poi concludiamo con una breve conferenza sui primi conventi in Terra Santa. Quindi benvenuti tutti, bentornati ancora domani. Buona serata.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.